A Minecraft crossover and more revealed in today's D&D Direct.
It's all very collaborative.
Wizards of the Coast has revealed a ton of Dungeons & Dragons franchise news today during a new D&D Direct, which is basically like one of those Nintendo Direct videos, but all about D&D. There was a ton of news and announcements that we'll be breaking down over the next few days, but here's a brief sort of recap to talk about some of the biggest announcements, along with some of our thoughts. So, Wizards kicked things off with the announcement that Minecraft will be getting a story-driven D&D DLC pack. This pack contains a approximately 10-hour-long story that gives players the chance to create a character using one of 4 character classes, and then they get sucked into the Forgotten Realms to solve a mystery involving a corrupted gold dragon. Players will be able to fight classic D&D monsters like beholders and mind flayers and displacer beasts, and visit a number of classic Forgotten Realms locales like Icewind Dale and Candlekeep. Minecraft isn't exactly my thing, but the DLC could be the gateway for a whole new generation of players to discover the Forgotten Realms for the first time. Sure, you could read a Dritz novel. Hey, they announced one of those too during the D&D Direct. Or you could explore a bunch of block castles while battling blocky monsters and using blocky weapons. Basically, my kid's going to love this, and I guess that's what the most important thing here is. Oh, and we're going to be getting some stat blocks for a bunch of Minecraft monsters via a new Monsters Compendium that will be released for free on D&D Beyond. The creepers apparently have some kind of new mechanic to them to keep them similar to how they're used in Minecraft, so expect a breakdown of those stat blocks pretty soon when they come out. So next up, Dungeons & Dragons also revealed a brand new look at their virtual tabletop, which is currently in its closed alpha mode. Now, admittedly, the system looks pretty nice, and it syncs up with D&D Beyond so that you can link up characters with your D&D Beyond account into the game. According to the video, there will be some sort of community marketplace of some kind, and we also saw that DMs can selectively ignore rules when convenient to the story. So if a player needs to move 31 feet in a turn and is just a few inches short, you'll have the ability to override the system easily. Now, of course, a marketing video is going to make the VTT look nice, but a playtest will launch later this year, so you can check out the system for yourself. The final bit of big news is about the future of Dungeons & Dragons, or at least the next few D&D campaigns. Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford both made appearances in the D&D Direct to announce the next, phase of D&D story content, which will seemingly kick off this summer with Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk. That's right, the obelisks from all of those older 5e adventures are back! We also got some teases for the next 2 major D&D campaigns. The 2024 adventure will involve Vecna and world hopping between various campaign settings in what's meant to be a celebration of Dungeons & Dragons' 50th anniversary. The Red Wizards of Thay, who are, the baddies of the D&D movie, will be the focus of the 2025 adventure campaign. Also, Venger from the D&D cartoon will make an appearance in a D&D adventure in the not-so-distant future. Also, the League of Malevolence, which is the group of D&D characters and feature like Warduke and Kellic that were originally toys and then made appearances in the D&D cartoon and then appeared in The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. They will also appear in more D&D adventures as recurring villains who are seeking power from across the multiverse. So there was a couple other little bits of cool news, such as Joe Manganiello confirming that he has been tirelessly working towards making a live-action version of Dragonlance a reality, and that his D&D documentary would be released in 2024. Basically, we've got a lot of fodder for videos for weeks to come, so expect a lot more breakdowns in the future. Of course, the D&D Direct was basically a 30-minute commercial for Dungeons & Dragons, and its purpose was to get us excited about the D&D brand. To that point, it was a little disappointing to see that only 5 minutes of the video was about the actual Dungeons & Dragons game, or that the community that makes D&D come alive, it was barely mentioned in the video. It's kind of another sign about how Hasbro sees Dungeons & Dragons now. It's a big money maker that they can license to sell video games and coffee and potato chips. That's a big departure from the actual pen and paper game that we know and love, but then again, D&D's history is filled with conflict between the corporate and the community. I mean, that goes all the way back to TSR, so none of this is exactly new. Anyways, we will do some deep dives in the weeks ahead, but let us know what you liked about the D&D Direct and what you didn't like in the comment section, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.